Virgo.
Hello Virgo, this is your astrological forecast for August 2016. And so this month is a little special as we have a full lunar eclipse. It will take place on August 18th, 25 degrees in Aquarius. And so for you, that's your sixth house. And the sixth house has everything to do with your day-to-day routine and balance. Might have to do with the foods that you eat, diets. It's also you organizing and structuring your day-to-day life schedule and so forth. So you'll come to see whenever we have a full eclipse, it is the universe's way of taking something, removing something out of your life that no longer pertains to you and your higher good. It's actually a way to shut the door on something so new doors can open up. And an eclipse has the power of 3 full moons, so it's going to be speeding up new doorways to open up, and that's what you want to take from it. The universe will never eclipse or take away something that you no longer need. Only those things that have been holding you in an old pattern or situation which you're just, using a lot of energy but getting nowhere, that is what is going to leave you so that things can start speeding up. So actually we really want to embrace and be excited about these eclipses. The month here starts off with the Sun, the new moon, and Venus in your 12th house. Now the 12th house has to do with that area of your chart where we pull back from the outer world and just want to rest up as we are regenerating, powering up our internal batteries. It's a time where you might not just feel tired, but you might just feel a little bit more as if you need time to yourself. It's a great time to go get massages or to meditate, do what you need to do. It's dream time, pretty much. It's you kind of shutting down on the whole entire year that has been, okay, so that you can get a good overview on what you've achieved thus far. And it's also preparing yourself for when the Sun is going to be moving into the first house of personality, new beginnings, and the new 12-year cycle, which is going to start up next month, which is your birth month. So Venus has been touring here as well. Venus, which rules love, you might feel that there's been a lot of underlying currents running here this month of July, and here as we start off the first week of August as well, as Venus is in this area, but then Venus will cross your rising sign, your degree, and when it crosses the ascendants, well, that's when love really shines. So expect the first 3 weeks, the last 3 weeks of August to be awesome, okay? Venus in the first house is all about when you radiate the most, when you are mostly attractive. And people will comment, they will say it to you. Why? Because all of this beautiful Venusian energy is so giving and loving, and you're generous, and it's just your spirit light turning on, right? So especially there at the end of that first week, you will notice it here in August, Virgo. We have Mercury. It's already in your first house. It has just crossed the ascendants here as we get into August, the last couple of days there in July. And Mercury has everything to do with communication. How you communicate, what you communicate. It's a time where you're presenting yourself outwards to the world. You have Jupiter, which has been really doing a great job on expanding your horizon, has been doing it here for the whole last year. It's currently now 22 degrees in your sign, so we got another 8 degrees to go before Jupiter is going to shift into the sign of Libra, and that will be in your second house for money and income. You're going to see what Jupiter is going to do for you there in the following year, but you're still here in the first house. So that means do what you can do. Use the force and the energy of Jupiter to expand what is important to you, your personality, and there's a lot of optimism, enthusiasm, and so forth here for you, Virgo, and it's always just beautiful. It'll be another 12 years before Jupiter will revisit this personal area of your chart. We have Mars though. Mars is finalizing its journey there, and it's retrograde in Scorpio, your third house. It turned direct there at the very end of June, so straight through July, slowly but surely picking up speed, okay? And it always takes a little time for a planet after it's been moving backwards to kind of get up to speed, but as we start off there in August, you will start feeling it currently getting you on the drive path. And it's 29 degrees when we start off here, August 1st, and so the area where it's been functioning has to do with your siblings, it has to do with neighbors. Some of you have had extra need for interaction with them. It's also the area of communication and travel, so some of you have been paying more attention to it. But then we have Mars now moving into your fourth house, where it's going to remain for several weeks, and the focus will be on your home and family life. Mars will want to fix whatever projects that you have been procrastinating with, kind of noticing but not really doing anything about. This is going to be great because why? You'll be feeling so energetically attuned to it. It's going to be happy to actually dive in and clean out that garage or the loft or the base, whatever it is, right? But I'm seeing here too, not only that, but Mars being a fire sign and in the sign, no, a fire planet, but in a fire sign of Sagittarius, that really harmonizes well. And the Sagittarian energy that Mars will be visiting, Sag has everything to do with not just higher education and philosophy, but it's really always pointing towards a longing for something out there on that horizon, and Mars is wanting to get you there. So you're going to start feeling this urge of wanting to do or wanting to go, maybe even travel. Some of you might even be looking into the need for or the wish to do a move, a physical move of real estate and where and how you live. Especially we could see towards the end of the month when Mars is going to be meeting up with Saturn in this area, and Saturn has probably had you looking into this for a while, but now Saturn has been retrograde for several months, 4 to 5 months. This month on the 13th, Saturn is going to go direct, so it's going to loosen up whatever has been holding you back, slowing the process down. And so you will see how action is going to kick in around the 24th and thereafter. It'll take a little time for Saturn to pick up speed as it moves forward again, because it's going to start a little slow, but at least the door is open. So we're loving that. Anytime after the 13th, especially after the 24th, when it comes to home-related matters. We spoke about the eclipse on the 25th, that's the full moon. On August 2nd, we have the new moon. And it's really coming in when Venus and Uranus are trine. So on the 1st, we have those two. Venus being love and romance, also money matters. Uranus is always what comes with the unexpected surprises. We have a beautiful trine, so there could be good news about money, good news about love. The Sun and Saturn are trine. So whatever this news is, it has the power to hold it and give it longevity. So I don't feel it's just one of these quick oh my gods and then be gone. It's an oh my god that can stay with you, and where you can actually work with this over time, especially because the new moon on the 2nd is coming in while these are still in effect. So the new moon, of course, is always new beginnings, right? So this new moon is going to be empowered by these transits, and you will come to see that this is really going to open a door wide open. On the 6th, you might have a little adjustment. It has to do with communication, those things that are important to you. You might find yourself standing your grounds or needing to stand your grounds on a matter that you feel is important. So, every once in a while we do get challenged, right? And so I feel it has to do with your value systems. It has to do with something that is important and just, and it also might just have to do with the direction that you're moving. And which direction would that be? I feel it could also tie in somewhat with family or a family member, in this case, where you might want something, your partner or a family member might want something else, but just be very clear on what it is you're communicating, at least as far as when it comes to why. Why is this important? If you leave that factor out, it could open up for something that's just lingering in this insecure matrix, and that is because Mercury, which rules how we communicate linearly and how we think, is opposing Neptune, and Neptune is the wishy-washy energy, which may not be very, very clear, and that could come to cause a little bit of a problem or a dispute. And I see it's going to come back around. You're going to still have to have this communication again there around the 13th and 14th. So we can see pretty much you have a whole week here to balance out and figure and try to find the midpoint of agreements. What I do feel is on the 10th, though, you might come forward with a very specific point. Okay, you're going to be extremely clear. If something was unclear, on the 10th, the power of your words and insights, it's going to cut through, and it will make a lot of sense to whoever it is that's a part of this week's journey, should I say, that will help turn the boat, okay? You'll find your mutual understanding. So from the 16th onwards, you will feel that there's joy, there's celebration. So it's taken you a better part of a week to get there. But, 16th and 17th, there is not just good news coming in. Just like on the 1st, you had some great news, right? Here it comes again, and I feel that this is something that's going to be extremely empowering to you. It has to do with joy and happiness. It might even involve your children on some level, or good news that you can give to your child or children. Pluto being there in that 5th house, and Venus there empowered by you in the 1st house. So I'm feeling something is lifting and rising as it comes together. I also feel that it could be a very nice romantic day for you here, Virgo. Intimate, passionate energy is also included in this. So we have great days on the 16th and 17th. You want to circle that on your calendar. And then we have a very important day. That would be on the 24th. This is when Mars, action, dedication, your direction there, really coming in, sharing the same degree in the sky as Saturn. Saturn is the 4th house, so your basis, your foundation, it's family, those things that you've karmically worked so hard for. And Saturn is now on the direct. When Mars comes in and connects like that, a decision could be made here in the family, which allows you now to open up for a new 2-year cycle. That could be the signature, say, signing for a new property. For example, it could be many things. It could be an agreement or collaboration that you're going to start with somebody in the family. Your father could be very important if he's still around. For those of you who are younger, yes, it could be a father or father figure that will become very important. But most times Saturn too also indicates, shall I say, authority. So yes, it could be signing off on a house, or it could be something with the city or the government, whatnot. But it's a day to start and begin something new and fresh. We have the 27th as we are looking into the end of the month. Now, Venus and Jupiter, they're sharing the same degree in the sky, so they're doing the dance. Venus ruling love and romance and money matters. It rules all of those things. And Jupiter coming in, which is always the great giver of gifts. It's always, excuse me, abundant and generous. So you're going to see the expansion of love and harmony. It's a great day to get engaged, get married, to celebrate something. Those of you who have now finalized maybe buying a house, that could be the celebration. here on the 27th. So whatever it will mean for you, it is great, and I feel you on a personal level is going to be radiant and shining because it's taking place in your first house. And we know how Jupiter has been expanding, working on you to really grow here. And so when Venus comes in, first house up here with Jupiter, it's probably one of the best days of 2016 for you. So, you know, it's not just coming out of nowhere. It's something you've been working for, I feel, for a whole entire year now that could come together here for you. So that is pretty much what we have. Do remember, though, August 2nd on the new moon to place your intentions, and that would be there at 10 degrees Leo, your 12th house, and your intention should have everything to do with how to enable yourself. Give yourself allowance to step back and find time to meditate. Do those things where it recharges you spiritually, mentally, and physically. That's what that intuitive 12th house is all about. And then, of course, the full moon eclipse there in on August 18th, 25 degrees in Aquarius. And of course, yes, we talked about health, dieting, day-to-day routines. You might come to see that something there of your daily routine might just shut down. Why? Well, you will know when all the new doors open up for you in the aftermath of that. So more of that when we look into September. So listen, Virgo, have a wonderful month, and until next time.